One that really stands out is this wild backstory about Antarctica.
Right, because without Bob Hawke, Antarctica would be almost a completely unrecognisable place right now.
I took a cabinet submission to Bob, or it was in his bag for the weekend, and it said we should sign a minerals convention that would have allowed mining to proceed in Antarctica, but regulated rather than unregulated mining. Bob came back from Sunday to talk to me before he went to cabinet, and I read the submission. I said, "We can't do this," and he said, "No way, we are not signing this convention." The embarrassment was that Australian officials were chairing the negotiations for this convention, and it had been going on for about 8 years. And all this was, okay, now we just get the politicians to sign it. And we embarked on a global campaign, and as a result of that, there is no mining in Antarctica. It's a peaceful place for experimentation, for species diversity, and it, probably is, well, it's right up there among Bob's proudest achievements. When I talked to him, even when he was ill, mate, that Antarctic campaign, wasn't that fantastic?
That's a lesson in his uncompromising nature as well. I don't feel like there are many politicians who, if there's been an 8-year sort of diplomatic process associated with something and you're supposed to be the rubber stamp, you've got one job and it's to sign off that
That's right.
that you'd push it back.
Stuffed it up.
Yeah.
All you had to do was sign the bloody document, and then you go off on your own, on this ludicrous campaign.
What is it that you hope that people, particularly young people, know about Bob Hawke or learn about him?
It's pretty simple that if you've got good values, then everything you do in public life in terms of decision-making and policy positions should come from those values. That doesn't mean that you try to do everything at once, having 15 fights going instead of 5, but it's very hard to think of cases where he said, these are my values, but pragmatically we will do something that is in conflict. And I think for young people, don't compromise your values. Sometimes if there's someone with other values, you don't necessarily have to say, I'm going to have a big argument with them, but don't agree with them. Don't contradict your own values. And that's what leadership is all about. And I think that's what the public want, leaders who have a set of values and are true to those values.
So going off all that, the Bob Hawke way is to stick to your guns even when it is deeply inconvenient, even to the point of incinerating an 8-year diplomatic process.